Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with a new Pathetically Unfiltered. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. I do news and reactions, and if you are not new, welcome back. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's dive into Lyin Lipless Levitt. Now, the big news is that her ex sister in law has been detained by ICE. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up this article from the Daily Beast. So, just to make the article bigger, I'm going to minimize myself here. Karoline Levitt slammed by nephew's family for ignoring ICE arrest. Okay, the mother currently held by ICE in Louisiana has been in the U.S. since she was a child and a member of the Levitt family for over a decade, her sister claims. White House Press Secretary Karoline Lyin Lipless Levitt, the White House official, has gone radio silent since Bruna Ferreira, who has been the mother of Levitt's nephew, was swept up by ICE earlier this month. Now, this happened earlier this month. This is not like breaking news that happened overnight. So her nephew, they never married but shared custody of the son, who splits his time between his dad in New Hampshire and the mother in Massachusetts. Now, this is the way I look at this whole thing. This is not a matter of that she was picked up because she did something illegally. I would believe that Lyin Lipless Levitt had her hand in all of this. I absolutely believe that. She is that kind of a cunty bitch that she would do something like that. Look at the way that time that grinder Mike Johnson was talking and there was a black security guard there and she's like holding on to her purse for dear life. That is the type of disgusting human being Lyin Lipless Levitt is. So it wouldn't surprise me that she was the one who made the call because she wants to look good to her daddy, Trump. That's what this is all about. This is how sick and sadistic these people are. Let's keep in mind, a lot of these Trump supporters, it's not only white people, but you also have people of color, Hispanic people who are so into this man for whatever reason that is, that I will never understand. And let me just tell you, the comments that I've been getting on my videos are absolutely hilarious. I crack up. The name calling, the calling me stupid. Like I said before, it does absolutely nothing for me. If anything, the reason why you're here commenting because your feelings are hurt. And you think that by hurting other people's feelings with common sense, with critical thinking skills, and any type of logic is going to hurt us. Nope. You just put yourself out there and let everybody know that you have zero critical thinking skills and you don't want to think logically in any form. So the next thing I want to talk about, I want to share Kyle Kalansky from Secular Talk, his channel. He's talking about Peter Thiel, this whole billionaire thing. Peter Thiel, I don't know this man. I never followed him until everybody started talking about him on TikTok and they were bringing him up quite often. Clearly a person not in his right mind. There's a lot of issues going on with AI, and I just want to say this. The biggest news that has come out, Harry Sinset covered, Adam Mockler also covered this whole exposure of X and the bot thing. This is not anything new. Many of us who have inquired social media since MySpace, since even Facebook, which I believe started with Facebook, was these bots to create discord, to create drama, and also to put out fake news ads in order to basically not have anybody critically think and just take all of what Facebook was putting out as face value, so to speak. So for anyone to be surprised over this news, oh my God, this bot was created in Nigeria. This bot was created in Russia. No one should be surprised. No one. None of us that knew what was going on, we are not surprised. This was a given. This is part of the social engineering of Ilanka Muck. This is why he purchased Twitter because he knew that he can create this ruse. He knew that he can create this power and this friction among people, which is what's going on now. How we would get out of this, I wouldn't even begin to tell you. I am just one person here. I am not here to convince anyone. I'm not here to cause divide. That's not my job. My job is to provide you with the information and for you to decide for yourself. But this has become such a ginormous problem. It's not a problem of the United States, it is a worldwide problem. The idea of social media was supposed to be the coming together of people. It did the complete opposite, which is the reason why I made the video that I'm going to link down below of what have we become. Everyone wants to have a voice. Everyone wants to platform themselves, and they don't want to listen to everyone else. They all have their hands up like Arnold Horshack, me, pick me. I have all of the answers, and no one wants to take a step back and say, you know what, maybe at some point I need to shut up and listen and take in the information and decide for myself. This is the reason why I couldn't understand why I got so much hate with that video, because I wasn't only talking to the people on the right, I was talking to everyone in that video. Even the people on the left can be super misinformed or want to just be out there to be the first one to give the news without even receiving the information correctly because they're on a clout chase. We have to be careful with that. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of this video with Kyle on Peter Thiel and his craziness with AI.
Because his faith is Catholic. He's supposed to believe the Pope has a direct line to God. But now his monetary sugar daddy is going, no. That guy's actually the Antichrist. So stay away from him. What? All right, let's read through some of this here. In a private lecture series on the Antichrist, tech billionaire Peter Thiel, a key backer of Vice President J.D. Vance, has unveiled a techno-utopian creed that clashes with traditional Christianity. It's an alarming stance, especially given Thiel's outsized influence on Vance, a rising Republican star widely seen as the party's top 2028 presidential contender. Thiel's Antichrist lecture, name-checked Pope Leo, suggested that Thiel has encouraged J.D. Vance to ignore the moral advice of the Pope and offer a window into a Silicon Valley spirituality that is profoundly heterodox, closer to ancient Gnosticism than to Orthodox Christianity. And they insist that technology and human innovation are the true sources of salvation. Oh boy. So, by the way, this Pope Leo is very similar to the previous Pope, and so he's very left-leaning. He's like anti-war, he's pro-immigrant. And so, God forbid you have a Catholic leader who preaches that you should act more like the example of Jesus. That is unacceptable. And so, it's probably going to be pretty easy for J.D. Vance to take Peter Thiel's advice here and not listen because, he's like a commie pope or some shit. That's how he's going to think about it. This is deeply concerning since Thiel is the main patron behind Vance's political ascent. Thiel's alliance with J.D. Vance is no accident. The pair first connected over a decade ago when Vance was a Yale law student impressed by Thiel's contrarian ideas. Thiel soon became a mentor and benefactor, recruiting Vance into his venture firm and later bankrolling Vance's political rise. In fact, Vance's 2022 Senate victory in Ohio would not have happened without Thiel's $15 million investment. Literally, Vance literally bought that Senate seat because of Peter Thiel. Thiel knew what he was buying. Vance had worked for Thiel's California Venture Capital Fund and immersed himself in Thiel's libertarian tech milieu. Now Thiel is betting that Vance can carry his worldview to the pinnacle of power. One associate even calls Vance a generational bet for Thiel, a protege groomed to advance a new political movement shaped by Silicon Valley's elite. In Vance, Thiel apparently sees a future leader for 2028 who will champion the idea that unfettered technological disruption should trump old norms and institutions. So guys, this goes back to, we talked about how they want to ban any and all regulation of AI. This is what he's paying for. He's paying for a Republican Party that'll say, I don't care what the danger is. I don't care what the threats are. I don't care about the societal uprooting that's about to happen as a direct result of this. I don't care how many jobs are lost. I don't care. Go ahead. Go to town. Whatever. And so Republicans are fighting to make that a reality. Zero AI regulation for a fucking decade. That is ludicrous. That is mental. That is like national suicide is what it is. Just insane. So as you all know, Peter Thiel is obsessed with the Antichrist. It is very weird. It is very disturbing. He did that famous interview with the New York Times reporter, Ross Douthat. And Ross was like, "You'd like to see humanity survive, right?" And Peter Thiel goes,
Let me just say this. It's frightening to know that there are so many people who are into billionaires. They are so into the billionaires that they would probably lick their ass if they could. That's how sickening this whole thing is. With the whole AI thing, yes, there is a responsibility. What's happening now is that there are many videos, even songs. People are creating characters of musicians and putting the prompt in Suno or wherever they're using to make music, and then acting like they just created a song they wrote and did the music and the score and whatever the fuck, and putting it out as if this is a real person singing a real song. And if you listen very intently, you can tell when a song is AI. At least I could, as opposed to a person singing it. But I'll tell you, it's very, very tricky. Not everybody can do it. And I'm not saying that I'm going to get it right 100% of the time. But for anyone to serve billionaires like the way y'all have been doing, I really don't understand or get it. It changes the job market, it changes the way we manage one another. I mean, if you are a person who's advocating for robots, do you know anything about how the robots work, how they are built? I'm hearing a lot of different, I don't even know what to call it. I'm not even going to say it's feedback. It's a distorted sense of reality, I think. That's what it is. There are people inventing, I don't even know how I'm going to put this, but I'm going to put it anyway. If it hurts people's feelings, then oh well. People are inventing history to appease their outrageous sort of nonsense about where they came from, about their lineage, who's indigenous, what defines indigenous. Just fucking stop. This is the shit that takes away from what we need to deal with now. Once we divert our attention to, well, where did my family come from? Who defines indigenous? What brown person is stealing my job? Fucking stop now. I'm being serious. It's insulting. It's degrading to Black history. Why would anyone want to take away Black history? Why would you want to do that? When we have a president in the White House who's doing that now, who's taking away everything. And you have the same people, Black people, yay, now we could define ourselves. Why? Why? What is wrong with learning about the truth of Black history? I just don't understand that. I'm sorry I had to go there. It's just something that's been bothering me, and it's been disturbing to hear people act like certain parts of Black history did not exist, to appease whatever is going on inside you. Maybe you were hurt. Maybe you were rejected. Maybe white people treated you in some certain kind of way where you felt ashamed to be Black. We should never, ever be ashamed of the people that we are, that we were raised to be, to understand our heritage. We should never be ashamed. And this is what it's come down to. It's come down to people serving billionaires. And let me just tell you something, it goes even further than this. I heard Bishop talking earlier about jobs, right? How jobs used to be, how they invested in your education. They don't do that anymore. When something is going wrong with a company, the first thing they want to do is, who's not kissing ass enough that we can get rid of? That's how they do it. They don't do it anywhere else. They don't say, well, maybe this person helps. We really like them. We invested in them. Let's invest in more education because there's growth here in this company. Nope. It used to be like that back in the 90s. I remember we would get the flyers in the mail, be a better administrative assistant, take this course, take that, and you would get a certificate showing that you took these courses so that you can better yourself. When I wanted to learn about Excel, I took a course. That course afforded me to go on temporary jobs that utilized Excel in ways that other people didn't use it. So I had a special skill set to be able to make charts using Excel. I mean, we've already surpassed that and then some. But back then, if you took those courses, you were a specialized employee, and I was able to go to different temp jobs. Now, it doesn't matter. Now, what they try to do is get rid of you. If you're not kissing butt enough, that person's got to go. Oh, we lost money in this big project, so we got to get rid of people. I just went through that last year. Literally, the person in charge wasn't around to manage his own company. And when the shit hit the fan, he blamed everybody but himself. He did not take responsibility or accountability for a company he claims to love. If you have your own business, you have to care about it enough to be present, to be accountable, for your employees. We are coming to a scary place that if there isn't enough jobs for people to work, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I think we need to really start utilizing all of our critical thinking skills, be humble, and listen to other people who might have better answers than we would. Because if we are constantly platforming ourselves and monologuing, we're not listening to others. And with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.